Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Now, I begin this video with the disclaimer, the caveat that I am not one of the Christian faith, though I was raised in it. But there's a question I have to this day, and that is, when it comes to the Black church experience, why all of the theatrics and pageantry in the Black church? Why all of the singing and dancing and hoopla instead of just the teaching of the message of Christianity? Now, as a child, I went to a church that we sang hymns. We stood up and sang hymns, and then we got, the minister would come up and preach out of the Bible. Now, as I got older, I also had relatives and friends and relatives. We'd visit their churches, and of course, their churches would be so different. People running up and down the aisles, and every 5 seconds they break out in a song. And I often wondered when they would actually get to the teaching. It seemed that all they did was sing songs and dance around. And it was funny to me. Because as a kid, I was told don't run around in church, and here you got this grown woman running around with her arms flailing in the air, going hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I wasn't sure how to deal with that as a kid, and even now, as I look back on that, I'm like, why isn't there this seeking of knowledge or this imparting of certain spiritual or philosophical truths or religious truths? But instead, it was this singing and dancing. And I understand the lyrics are obviously of hymns of praise to the Creator, but it made me wonder, why do we need to be all theatrical? Just in the whole Black church experience. I mean, even with the preacher, when he would preach in certain churches, all of a sudden he'd get the singing and the hollering and the shouting, and he wouldn't really just, maybe he'd read a few passages from the Bible, but then the rest of him would just hollering and shouting and screaming. And I don't know, I felt more like I was at a concert than I was at a church service or a place of worship. I felt like I was at a concert hall. And let me not even just pick on the Black church. Let me pick on just certain churches in general. Now we have the phenomena of the mega church, the big old mega church. And there seems to be it feels more like a concert than a place of worship. And I've often wondered about that. Like, is the only way we can get people to be concerned about the fate of their souls is entertain them first and then give them the hard medicine later on? It's like the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The sweet juice makes you swallow the bitter pill a little bit better. And does it have to be done for everything? Or can we just accept some things just straight into the point, as opposed to couching it in singing and dancing? Or maybe that satisfies some sort of catharsis. Maybe those theatrics were a form of catharsis for people going through certain trials and tribulations. I don't know. Well, that's all I really have to say. Let me know what you all think. Take care.